Alright y'all, welcome back. In this video, we're gonna do something a little different, and I want to talk about the YouTube setup that I have found to be the easiest to implement, and also probably one of the best video quality pieces I've seen. So if you're brand new or if you've been on for a while, feel free to stay tuned and check this out, and I'll be sharing all the links, of course, down below in the description. Okay, so one of my favorite new tools that I like to use on the go is actually going to be inside of this tiny little box. And what's crazy about this is actually everything that you really need when it comes to camera and mic recording equipment. Now, right now, the way that I'm recording this video so that I can actually demo this to you is through another camera, which I'll link in a second here. But that is the OBS Bot Tiny, and this guy is what we actually call DJI. And so how it works is it's actually a pretty dope camera. One of my good friends introduced me to it. So it is a gimbal and it's DJI Pocket 3. So if you take a look, it actually has the ability, we're gonna go ahead and flip the screen. It turns this little guy on, and then you're gonna notice it has a similar gimbal to what you're seeing on here. Now, interestingly enough, what I'm gonna show you on this end from this camera, let's go ahead and record. This is actually the OBS Tiny Bot Lite and our Tiny Bot. There are two different versions. This camera itself is about $250, I want to say, online. But what's great about this one is it actually connects direct to your computer. So as you're seeing, the quality is pretty great, and that's what you're watching on right now. If we were to go ahead and swap over the image on this, what's great is if you're watching on this end, I can actually control the camera and how it is facing. So it has a full 180-degree turn, which allows me to go ahead and see all of the different angles. What's also nice, similar to both of these cameras, so you have a stand for this one that comes with it, and what's kind of cool is you got a little hack for your other camera if you ever want to use it for that. Now, when I'm typically doing any type of voiceovers where I'm recording content straight from the computer, that's when I'll use the OBS Bot on the computer. But if ever I'm doing anything that's like live action shots, or when I'm traveling, or when I'm not able to be at my main desktop, then the DJI Osmo Pocket is definitely the best one that I've seen. So we're gonna go ahead and swap the cameras now so that you can kind of see the difference here. And one of the biggest things that you're going to see in this example is both the ability for it to change, and they're going to have the ability to track as well. So you're going to notice when I am moving, if we go ahead and lock in, it will also track as I move. Now, it does this on both cameras, which is pretty great if you ask me. But the other thing with the DJI is the ability to actually have this tiny, super easy to use microphone. So let's go ahead and test this out. Right now, what I'm using is the Sophie mic. It's a gamer mic that was pretty cost effective on Amazon. And again, it does the job and gets the job done for the most part. But what you're gonna notice is there's definitely a big quality difference when we're using the DJI mic. So we'll go ahead and check this out now with the DJI mic. Listening to the sound difference, listening to the audio difference, it's definitely a higher quality audio in my opinion. There doesn't pick up as much background noise, which is nice. You don't have as much control over like the gain or any other features like that. So that is definitely one of the drawbacks to using this. And in this recording right here, we're using both the DJI for the video and for the audio. Now, if we go ahead and we transition back in this vision and in this version here, we're using the OBS Tiny Bot in addition to our Sophie mic over here. So if you're looking for something that is going to be a more cost-effective version, then I would definitely recommend going with a simpler setup where you actually get both the boom arm, and we'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. So the Sophie mic actually has two things set up. It comes with the built-in boom arm, which is really great because it just goes ahead and connects right on your desk. It makes it a little bit easier, especially again if you have not a whole lot of space. Now with the actual OBS Bot here, the big thing to note about this is you can actually clip it onto your computer, so it does fold over and makes it a little easier, and you can kind of see that demonstrated right here. So you'll notice this is like a little clamp. It allows you to just go ahead and clip it on, or you can go ahead and screw it on like you would with any other typical camera device. Now for lighting, the lighting is pretty straightforward and simple, not a whole lot of complication here. I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out what makes the most sense for me, and because it's such a tiny space. And what I've actually found is I don't need that much. Really, the things that make the biggest difference, in my opinion, have actually been the backlighting that really does a lot for me. And then what I use when it's a little darker out or a little less consistent is going to be this S60 Godox camera. And then we have a beautiful little balloon lantern on it. It's a smaller size just because, again, this space is definitely a lot smaller. And then we just have some fun little cost-effective lights back here. So again, I'm going to link these all in the description. This whole setup, depending on how you want to go about it, without the DJI Osmo Pocket, you're looking at about $500 total at the end with your whole setup complete. Now, this is where things get a little interesting, because if you are somebody who is wanting to use the DJI Osmo Pocket setup, one thing that you do have to be aware of is it is a pretty penny out the door, meaning you're looking to spend about $700 on just the camera and equipment itself, which is what I showed you today. Microphone, camera, and the stand. But things to consider about that is that that's your full setup. It's ready to go. It's easy for you to take anywhere that you want, and it doesn't require any extra effort or setup. So it depends again on what your budget is, what your goals are, and how you want to be spending your time or money. I think if you're somebody who is going to be on the computer a lot, recording a lot of how-tos or voiceovers, then you will be just fine using the standard OBS bot camera, and then any type of mic that you prefer. If you're somebody who is going to be more active, doing a lot more movement, going out into different places, then the DJI Osmo Pocket is definitely the place to be, and I would highly recommend checking out the link in the bio so that you can go ahead and try both of these options out and figure out which one is going to be the most cost effective for you. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully this video was helpful, and I will see you all in the next